Shut up. Do what I want. Good evening, everybody. Welcome back to the Fast Renegade Pro Cup Series. Short track night here for race number 8 of the season. The Nashville Fairgrounds on tap for tonight. 175 laps at this half-mile little Bristol type oval. Maybe just a hair longer and not quite as high on the banking, but otherwise a very similar track to the Bristol that we all know and love. Of course, minus the dirt, if you count that. 26 drivers ready to do battle here tonight, and at least for the time being, at the moment, I am flying solo. However, we'll see if maybe anyone might come on into the booth if they end up out of the race for any reason. So we'll keep an eye on that, but for right now, you're stuck with me. We're going to get things pulled up here in just a moment, as everyone's getting their last couple minutes in of practice. Just taking a look at some things there. Like I said, 175 laps on tap for tonight. Fuel window looking like it should be about 80. Of course, we'll see how the tires are going to play into this. Based on what I've heard, it is a pretty tight setup, so right front is going to be suffering from quite a bit of wear and tear. We'll see if maybe that's going to be an issue for some of these drivers. And we'll see if maybe that could play into the pit strategy, even though it's looking like it should be at least a 2-stop race should this go green. Looking at the qualifying order here. On pole, Jacob Smetana, last week's winner at Coda. Picking up right where he left off. Out in front, he will be leading the field to the green flag, along with Sean Romero in second. Robert Baucom in third place. Making a start here. A good short track racer. Expect him to do pretty well. Joshua Moyers in fourth, and then Bill Martin, Tyler Mallon, Peter Smetana, and Jovan Anderson, and then Toby Roberson and Cody Luke round out the top 10. Like I said, 26 drivers officially going to be taken to the track here. Mostly familiar names that we've been seeing pretty much week in, week out so far here this season. And Robert Baucom, pretty much the only dark horse being thrown into that mix. Ken Squires as well, going to be running tonight. As we get things ready to go, we'll get you some pictures here.
Drivers, to your car.
In the field, you're going to take shape here. 175 laps, so could go quick or it might not. This is going to be tight quarters racing, a lot of unknowns. Of course, moderate damage as per usual, fixed setup, everyone running the same deal as the others. But credit there to Jacob Smetana getting the pole after a victory last week. Again, so far we have had 6 winners in 7 races. We'll see if maybe we can make it 7 of 8. Or if we're going to have another repeat winner. And yeah, keep an eye on that number 18 of Baucom. A really good short track racer here on NR. The field gets the command. Firing him up. Pretty short pit road here. Pretty sure the pit road speed is going to be 35 miles per hour. I could be mistaken on that. So we will find out as time goes on here. But it's going to be pretty much quick going here. As the field comes to the green flag, which is in the air here. Smetana already with a good lead, but we are short track racing under the lights. And an inside line proving to be pretty advantageous at the moment. And everyone just kind of minding their P's and Q's at the moment. RJ Bishop has fallen off of the pack, but looks like everyone has kept it green so far. And just kind of trying to file in line here. Right now, battle is toward the tail end of the top 10. Nick Gunther trying to make up some spots. Third place finish at Coda. He's just gotten ahead of a couple of guys there. Peter Smetana kind of sliding up the track a little bit there. Of course, his brother in the lead at the moment. And yeah, a couple guys smacking the wall there off the corner. I expect that to be a fairly common theme. Just the nature of short track racing in NR, but also just with how tight these cars are. I think that could be a fairly common sight. And some caved in right sides. But this is definitely a track that even if you do get the damage from that, you probably don't need to. You're probably not going to need to bother to fix it, because that will cost you way more time than you're going to gain back by fixing it. As Gunther looking on Anderson here, that is for 7th. Anderson closes the door there. Everyone pretty settled down at the moment, probably just trying to manage their stuff here for the long haul. Bill Martin hounding Robert Bauckham right now, that's for 3rd. And Jacob Smetana with a fairly comfortable, roughly 5-6 car length lead over Sean Romero at the moment. Taking lap 7 here, clicking off laps at about 20 seconds per click. Throwing it right down in the corners and getting back on the throttle as hard as you can. Martin thinking about it there, but gonna just stay right on his bumper, doing a good job of hanging with the 18, who is kind of holding his own at the moment. They're trying to save some tires. There's Josh Moyers currently in 5th place with Tyler Mallon right behind him. Tyler Mallon, the only multi-time winner so far this season, having won 2 in a row earlier on in the going, one of those being Phoenix. And also Auto Club. Or no, Las Vegas, excuse me. One in Las Vegas and Phoenix. My memory's already starting to fail me as time goes on. So Smetana right now actually opening up a little bit more of a gap here and is starting to run away with it already. But of course got a long, long way to go here. Bill Martin maybe just trying to hope that he can stay with Blankham here, maybe force Blankham into a mistake. Tyler Mallon getting underneath of Josh Moyers, and will take that last spot in the top 5 away. Pretty clean move there. Josh Moyers maybe taking the courteous route. Checking on through the rest of the field. Matt Watkins has now found his way into the top 10 in the 15. Came pretty close to being able to get the win at Phoenix, but otherwise is having a pretty quiet go of things. And just kind of solidly running in 10th at the moment. Peter Smetana has fallen back a little bit, currently 11th, ahead of the league owner himself, Randall Coleman. Last spot in the top dozen. I go back here is that's the shot. That's Oscar Ramos hitting the wall there and giving up 15th place to Jeff Goodpaster. And John Foreman also looking to take advantage of that. Checking on through the rest of the field here. We got James Moore doing battle with Seth Cole and Billy Ryan. Someone has spun it, and it is Goodpaster. That will likely be the caution, and indeed it is. The first caution of the race here, lap number 15. With Jeff Goodpaster going around in turn number 2. Did see him in practice getting a little bit loose. So we'll see if that's what happened here. It looks like it is. And yep, just all by himself. A little bit too much speed in the corner. And the car kicking out a little bit there. No harm, no foul. Didn't hit anything. Didn't hit anyone. So we'll be all good in that regard at least. But caution will fly for that. First caution of the race thus far. You mentioned 25 drivers who took the green flag. R.J. Bishop already out of the race. So going back to the live picture here, it looks like Goodpaster is barely going to be able to stay on the lead lap. But should be able to do so. Just checking over on TeamSpeak here. Everything's looking pretty standard at the moment. Of course, take a moment here to say hello to everyone who is watching. As always, please feel free to provide your feedback as far as how the stream looks, how everything is going with it. Any feedback is always welcomed and appreciated. Trying to make the viewing experience as good as possible. Of course, we're in a pretty hectic stretch of races here. We had Coda, and now we're here at the short track. We're going to have another road course next week in mid-Ohio. And then Bristol Dirt, and then Talladega. A very, very crazy set of races coming up here with the Fast Cup Series. Lights will go out on the pace car. We will be going green this time here on lap number 20. Smetana dominating thus far in the very early goings. Sean Romero to his outside, and then Bill Martin will be third here. Was able to get ahead of Robert Bauckham, who will be fourth, and then Josh Moyers will be in P5 to the inside of Jovan Anderson. Going back to the green flag here. Lap 20, and a great jump there. Kind of a iffy restart from Romero. We're going to check up the outside lane just a little bit, and that is actually going to allow Bill Martin to clear and get up into second. Josh Moyer is looking to follow suit, and already gaining a spot or two in the early going of this restart. Nick Gunther, hungry for that first win, almost gets a little bit of a tap there from Bauckham. He was dropped just a little bit. They're playing the patient game. And looks like we have another caution here. Billy Ryan in the 11 is around in turn number 2. From here, looking pretty similar to what may have happened to Goodpaster. Let's find out. Going into turn number 1, and actually no contact this time. That is Seth Cole in the 66 who got into him. Send him up into the... Back under yellow here for the second time thus far. Actually kind of surprised at what may have happened to Sean Romero there. Just didn't quite get the restart that he was looking for, and has gone from second to 6th just like that. And also dropping back just a tiny little bit. Robert Bauckham back to 5th. I mean, I say that as if that's terrible. He's running 3rd throughout most of that early going. The credit, of course, going out to Bill Martin there, getting up to 2nd, taking advantage of the outside lane's troubles. Taking a little break here from the action. Got another lap or two here before we go green. This is where I'll also encourage everyone to check out the links down in the description. Of course, Full Circle Racing Designs, creator of this brand new mod. A lot of time and effort put into it, and it shows. It is phenomenal. Of course, this is actually CTS tonight. So we've been seeing Cup Physics for the majority of the season. This is CTS here tonight, so yeah, they do have Cup and CTS, as well as plenty of other NR leagues and series. I definitely recommend checking that out, and of course, Fast Racing League on Facebook. And 150 to go right now. We're going to be 149 when we go green here. A pair of Fords on the front row, 42 and 39. We'll see what kind of restart Martin's able to get here. Smetana's been killing these restarts so far, and gets another pretty good one there. Going to clear into turn number 1. Checking up there a little bit throughout the middle of the field. Low contact. Bill Martin bouncing around, and there goes Sean Romero spinning into the middle of the field. Coleman up into Pierce, Smetana into the wall. Matt Watkins spinning. That could have been a lot worse than it was. A caution just like that will fly for the 3rd time. Little bit of door bang in between the 39 and I think it may have been the 18 that was to his inside. We'll have a very quick look here and find out. But man, for the amount of stuff that was going on there, I'm actually very surprised that there wasn't more carnage. Yeah, coming out turn number 2, I think he just, oh no, there was no contact. He just got a little bit loose and tried to keep it off of Bauckham. And then just in the ensuing checkup, Randall Coleman goes for a spin and then gets a hit from a couple guys there. And of course, Matt Watkins also spinning. And also lagging a lot was Ryan Lusk. We saw him get into the 9. We'll have one more look at it here, see exactly what sent the 15 around. But my God, yeah, everyone just got all into the same spot here. This will actually be a pretty good look at things going on. There we see everyone dodging it, and Coleman actually went around off of Edward Leal's bumper. It appears to have been what happened there, and then just a little bit too tight between Watkins and Toby Roberson. And that's what sent the 15 around. Both him and Roberson are going to lose a lot of track position. But again, all things considered, I mean, maybe a little damage to the 43 and the 9. But things could have been much, much worse. And Watkins actually not losing as much as I thought that he was going to. It was around 14th at the moment, just kind of went for a 360 and kept going. So Smetana's still leading. Now Josh Moyers is going to be second. That inside lane, definitely where you want to be on these restarts. Robert Bauckham will now be 3rd with Nick Gunther in 4th. And then Bill Martin and Jovan Anderson. Lights back out once again, coming back to the green flag here on lap 33. Had a pretty good run there to start, and then some quick succession cautions. We'll see what is going to happen this time around. That was a mouthful and a half. Some guys actually still not lined up yet. Probably don't know that we're coming to the green flag here. Still getting themselves sorted out toward the rear of the field, but doesn't matter. We're going green anyway. And Gunther being pretty bold there, getting down to the inside, and can't really blame him. He saw that gap there and said, hey, I know how that inside lane's been on these restarts. I want it, and is going to possibly get 2nd place here from Josh Moyers. And will do so. Now Moyers and Barkham side by side. So we're getting a little strewn out here already in a single file line. Moyers trying to hold his own on the outside, but Barkham looking strong down there in the preferred lane. But Moyers not giving up and doing a good job up there. As Gunther hounding the back of the 42. Looks like we're back under yellow. And indeed we are, this time James Moore in the 03. In the usual trouble spot there, turn 2. Toward the rear of the field here, or about midfield rather. Looking at Peter Smetana here. And actually James Moore gets into the 43, and they both went around. Moore maybe trying to get just a little bit too much there in the center of the corner. And short track racing. So fourth caution already out. Still everybody that is on track is on the lead lap. And RJ Bishop's still the only driver out of the race of those who have started. So it was Smetana still out in front there. Robert Bonkum, Josh Moyers. Now Nick Gunther's going to be to his outside. Of course, Sean Romero was up here for the start of the race. And definitely lost a fair amount of track position. I'm finding him back here in 16th now to the outside of Ryan Lusk. And Lusk still dealing with some connection problems there. You see him blinking in and out. Hoping that doesn't become too bad for him and that he can continue as normal. Matt Watkins up to 9th. Looking to try and recover a little bit. Field should be taking the 1 to green this coming time. Going to be lap 40 at the stripe. And lights are indeed out on the pace car. So Smetana and Gunther are now going to be the front row with Bonkum and Moyers right behind them. Knowing how aggressive Gunther can be, this could be interesting to see what he's going to do being in the non-preferred lane on this restart. Swings a little below wide there. Green flag back out once again. Nice even jump. Gunther running it pretty hard there, trying to hold on, but Smetana, once again with the inside, is going to take it no problem. Getting a little close there as he tries to get to the inside, and Bill Martin actually gets a little bit into Bonkum. They're going to save it. But that is going to check. Oscar Ramos down to the apron. Matt Watkins gets into Edinburgh Leal, who gets sideways but saves it. Holy crap. Man, that was dicey. But yeah, Gunther being aggressive, making sure he got back to the inside. He got there, and now he's back on the mission he was on before. Trying to stay with the 42, maybe trying to make something happen. Get adjusted here a little bit. Not too sure how happy Bonkum is with him at this point, but I'm just going to try to hold on to his stuff here and maybe see if we can get a long run going here, because that's when Robert Bonkum typically does start to come to life, is as a run plays out. Josh Moore is behind him, and Bill Martin rounds out the top 5 at the moment. They're 6th and 7th. Anderson and Leal. Matt Watkins in 8th, despite having a spin. And it's Oscar Ramos and Tyler Mallon in the top 10 at the moment. Checking through the rest of the field here. Solid run so far for Thomas Philbrick. So one of the guys who helped to create this line, currently running in 11th. Mallon has just gotten past Ramos for 9th. There for 7th, almost eaten up. Watkins deciding just to hang back for now. Had a bit of a run on the 09, but playing it conservative for the time being. Also not surprised. It is very much Matt Watkins' style. Much like Baucom and maybe a couple others. Just kind of taking the strategy of hang back and save your stuff. Don't try to force anything that could end up costing you time in the long run. But then again, you might also have some other guys who think, well, hey, this is a short track. Passing here is not easy, so if I get any kind of an opportunity, I should probably snag it. So it can work either way. And, I mean, as long as you know how to do it, you also just have to have the cards fall in your favor as well. With cautions and strategy, there's a trillion different outcomes that could happen in any of these races. Probably literally, if I'm being honest. In order to remember permutations and combinations in math class. Sorry to bring up any kind of PTSD of that sort. Oh, Nick Gunther getting loose there, turns 3 and 4. Gonna give up just a little bit of time to Smetana. Like, yeah, Gunther's definitely of a style that, hey, if I see that gap growing, or I see that gap between me and the guy ahead of me, I need to make it up. Right now running in 2nd. That really, really beautiful 56 scheme. Import Health Machine. Of course, Gunther shouting out plenty of times here. And as I've said before, hope all is going well for him. But still only just about a third of the way, not quite a third of the way through the race. Golly, he is just looking so smooth, so consistent. Seems like he has really come to life here. Starting at Coda and now here at the Fairgrounds in Nashville. Opening up just a little bit more on that gap to Gunther, who's got a pretty comfortable gap to the guys behind him. Baucom getting a little bit ahead of the guys behind him who are starting to do battle here. Battle is on for 4th place. Josh Moyer is going to yield there to Bill Martin. And we have another yellow flag here. This will be the 5th, I believe. And the trouble corner strikes again. This time on Ryan Lusk. A Canadian Tire number 83. Spinning here. Toward the back of the field, still having those little blinks in and out there, and looks like they've gotten just a slight little tap from Billy Ryan. That was barely just a tap, but that's all it takes sometimes, just to kick it around, and another one of those just spins, maybe a little tap at the wall, and then you keep going. Well, the field pretty much on pit road here, at least most of them. I don't see Gunther in. Oh, no, there he is. That's strange. Maybe this track has random pit stalls instead of... I just realized I still had the hold screen up there. Apologies. I apologize for that. But what I was just interested in was that Nick Gunther's pit stall was a lot further back. But then I also remembered he did not qualify 2nd. That was Sean Romero, so that was completely my bad. I was thinking that may have been random pit stalls there for a moment. Although, speaking of strategy, we've got a lot of guys who have remained on the racetrack here, thinking that the tires have not worn out quite enough and are favoring maybe trying to get some track position here. So Enver Leal in the scheme that we can finally see. The Gears of War colors. Can't believe that thing looks nice. Again, I always say this almost every week, but I got there are some awesome paint schemes in this. The 09, the 9, the 71. And a number of other guys here. These schemes just look incredible. But yeah, that's going to put Sean Romero back into the place that he started in, second place. Then it's Randall Coleman, Jeff Goodcaster, and John Foreman will be the top 5. With James Moore and Peter Smetana. Ryan Lusk has also stayed out by the looks of it, but he may be a lap down. I believe he is. And yep, he's going to drop back as per standard rule, being a lap down, so the Smetana brothers run on and line up side by side, but Jacob now going to be in unfamiliar territory, looking at a number of cars in front of him. Restarting in 8th, the first car, on fresh tires. Lap 61 that we are coming to here. We'll see what these guys are going to be able to do. Leal, good jump there. Struggling again is Romero just a little bit. Good pass to really cutting off John Foreman there to try and get in line. Now this is where you might start to see some desperation. Nick Gunther, though, being the most beneficial of that. And the most advantageous, I should say, already. Making up some ground. Caution is out. But Gunther just got up to 6th, just like that. That was impressive. This time, turn 4. We see Peter Smetana around. And some pretty good rear end damage to Toby Roberson's number 64. We'll get you another look here. Yeah, I thought I heard them spinning. Let's find out here. Ooh, big checkup there, actually, and Peter Smetana had to really check up for something, and then that just kind of stacked them all up. I saw Thomas Philbrick pretty slow there. Not sure if maybe that had something to do with it. We'll go to spectator cam here. This will get us a pretty good wide view of everything that's going on. Everyone, oh man, they are being really aggressive. And then everyone just has to kind of check up all of a sudden, and actually it was Smetana getting into Philbrick that checked them up. And then Blaine Donlin just making sure he got out of the way there. So back to the live picture here. Still the gal out in front with Coleman now to his outside. And Goodpaster and Romero. Still got a ways to go in this one. And yeah, that looked like it was just some checking up there. 43 maybe slid up just a tiny bit. Up into the 23. And it looks like that's what caused that caution. But now going to be with a little more of an advantage here. That would be Nick Gunther, who got up to 6th. Was being pretty aggressive, but also just made the right moves at the right time there. Was able to pass some of his other contemporaries on fresh tires. Bauckham and Smetana will now be 7th and 8th in row number 4. With Matt Watkins and Jovan Anderson rounding out the top 10 as it stands. And that's just what I meant, a number of different outcomes. is now this front five. That means that they're going to be off sequence by a decent amount. So we'll see how that's going to play into their favor. Again, remember the pit window is still about 80 laps, roughly. I mean, you could definitely short pit, try to gain some track position, or you can try to stretch it out if you're driving the track a little bit more conservatively. So a number of different things could happen here as John Foreman struggles to get going. Gunther, again, another bold move to the inside. But does get to the inside of Romero, and just like that, from 6th to 4th. A little caution straight back out, and it's Josh Moyers. Guy who was running in the top 5 earlier on in the going. He's now facing the wrong direction in turn 2. As Mike Joy would say, Calamity Corner turn 2. Let's see what happened here. Oh my gosh, this is looking a lot uglier. On the initial restart, they all stacked up behind Foreman. It actually starts when Bauckham gets into the 70, and they all spin, including Watkins. Bauckham did as well. But then everyone was able to get it righted pretty quickly. It was just Moyers who got the worst end of that, but Watkins once again from top 10 to spinning to top 10 to spinning again. Golly. Been a roller coaster night for some of those guys. And it just got a little more chaotic. I'll have one more look at it here. Once again, the spectator camera going to be our friend here. But yeah, that was just a stack up behind the 70. And everyone just trying to find ways to go. Again, no major hard hits there. Maybe a little bit of contact with Billy Ryan, but outside of that, everything looks like it shouldn't be too bad. No one's going to be left with any catastrophic damage. Tires are probably going to be the worst of that. Maybe a little bit of pride. But still, everyone in the going, looking comfortable at the moment. Got all 24 drivers on track who are still on the lead lap, still only one DNF. But Randall Coleman has now taken the lead here. And Jeff Goodpaster will be in second, so it looks like we may have had a Leal pit, along with maybe some others. And yep, there is Ediver. Opting out of the track position at this point, getting those tires on there. But has fallen quite a ways back. Going to be interesting to see how Watkins and Moyers and company are going to be looking to gain that track position back. But if I'm the front 2 here, I'm looking out for that 56. Not afraid to make any kind of bold move. And it's been paying off for him thus far. But Nick Gunther kicking butt and taking names. Oh my gosh, I can speak. Thus far here, not making too many friends, but at the same time, it's got to be respectable. That takes a lot of ability. But we are back underway here. Just short of 100 laps to go. Goodpaster way up the track. But he's going to recover, but Gunther will now get the second. And now these two, after last week, we'll see how this is going to go. Coleman and Gunther. Coleman, of course, finishing runner-up at Coda. Gunther finished third, but these two did have a little bit of a skirmish. It seemed like there were no hard feelings there. Everyone was A-okay. And oh man, almost contact there. 42 and 33. 42 is looking to get back into familiar territory there. As Goodpaster nearly pinches Dylan Anderson down there Yeah, he's starting to struggle a little bit. Now tries to get back in front of John Foreman. And John Romero trying to charge back up now at the 7th. Started toward the front, fell way back, and then he clawed his way forward once again, along with Bill Martin and Robert Baucom. Despite the damage there, Toby Roberson not looking too worse for wear. A little bit of trouble there. Philbrick is going to get spun off of Billy Ryan. Someone else spinning, that's James Moore. We just saw that happen on the front straightaway. Yellow is out. We'll get a look at that here. Just about to say Roberson was doing okay despite the damage there. But as Ryan Lusk looked like maybe was trying to get out of the way or just had some kind of problem, and then just that little bit of contact. Maybe the 23 had to get out of the throttle and the 11 wasn't ready for it. You're just not really sure. And the 23 getting into the inside wall a little bit. One more look here from another angle. Yeah, there's the spin there, and then the big stack up there as Edward Leal was really looking to slow down, and that's what sent the 03 spinning. It almost gets into the 23 trying to get it looped back around there. Yeah, it's been pretty chaos-filled so far, but nothing too extreme. I mean, we had a pretty big moment there when we had the stack up into turn 1, sending a number of guys spinning, but it's probably been the worst of it thus far. Randall Coleman now pretty much all by his lonesome, as he is going to opt to come down pit road here. And there comes Goodpasser as well, so it looks like those guys are going to be finally getting back on the fresh tires there, but they're still going to be on a different sequence compared to a number of guys up here in the top 10. Which it looks like it is now going to consist of Nick Gunther in the race lead ahead of Smetana. So let's see, probably one of the most aggressive drivers on the field to the inside, and then the early dominator of the race to the outside. That could be a pretty good matchup. Jovan Anderson into the best spot that he's been in thus far, up to 3rd. And then Sean Romero getting close to where he started the race there, now back up into the 4th position. Tyler Mallon also quite a ways gained here, will now be 5th. And a shout out to Cody Luke in 6th. Credit there to the Daniel Earnhardt Jr. throwback. Got JTN, of course, plastered on the side there as well. Bill Martin and Robert Baucom will be 7th and 8th. And then Matt Watkins and Ryan Lusk, the top 10. Words are hard, people. Words are very hard. A few laps short of halfway here. This is going to be a pretty good matchup here in the front row. Gunther versus Smetana. Lap 83 of 175. Gunther, of course, is going to be with the preferred position there and is going to get clear. Just like every other leader so far on that inside line. But Smetana will file in front of Anderson. And now in the trouble spot there is Romero. He's got to get to the inside. It's falling behind Mallon, Martin, and now Baucom. Should be able to get the run off of Watkins there. And file in line, I believe that will be 7th. Still a solid run there. And also getting up into the top 10 with a slightly wounded race car there, Toby Roberson. the Atlanta winner. They're going to make up some points. Matt Watkins now making the move on the 71, but gets a little sideways. Almost doors him. But not giving up that fight quite yet. Oh man, big slide up there for the 71, trying to get the run off the corner. Actually gets into the wall, and that could allow Cody to loop to pounce. Get a little close there. Cody has to get out of the throttle. Here comes Toby. And they almost make contact as the 64 slides up. All battling here for a top 10 position. Looks like they're going to settle it down for the time being. Ryan Lusk maybe trying to get there. Ends up getting a little bit too much of the flat. And has to get out of it. We're checking forward here. Bill Martin still hounding the back of the guy that's in front of him. In this case, it is Tyler Mallon. The very, very familiar Intel colors on that 81. And none of them really falling back too much from these top two. Nick Gunther trying to fend off Jacob Smetana. Jovan Anderson almost closed in on them both. But this is where everyone just got to keep it smooth. Still going to have one more pit stop here. So Martin takes a little peek. Island back in line there. Yeah, this top six looking pretty competitive with each other here. Matt Watkins might be able to try to get up into that picture. But Nick Gunther as hungry as anyone for a win. Looking for it here. Jacob Smetana looking to become only the second multi-time winner so far. Ooh, a good run there, and a defensive line there from Gunther. And that's going to stack them up a little bit. Bruce Jovan Anderson also looking for his first win on the season. And Tyler Mallon looking to become a three-time winner. And keep the crown of the only multi-time winner on the season. And try to extend that gap by a little bit. And of course, Bill Martin running fifth right now. Again, someone that I have not really seen race much outside of this season. And he has really been coming to life here these last few races. He is fast, he is good, and I would definitely expect to see him contending. If not tonight, then probably a few other times this season. Of course, Robert Bauckham just lurking right now there in sixth. Just lurking. Front two gained just a couple car lengths there, maybe. As we just completed lap number 96, so that was 80 to go, now 79 laps remaining here at the Fairgrounds. Short track racing under the lights. Track looks great, cars look great. Racing's been pretty good here. Caution, though, is back out on the track. Looks like it may have been Calamity Corner again. Not too sure who it was, though. I'll have a quick look here to find out. It looks like we had another spin. Bear with me for just a moment here. We're going to find out exactly what it was. Oh man, that was very slight. Ediver Leal and Oscar Ramos make just the slightest little bit of contact right there. And Ramos just kind of pings off him a little bit and spins. Barely even went all 90 degrees around, but the game decided that was warranting of a caution. I mean, especially he had quite a pack there bearing down on him, so I'd say that's a pretty justified caution. But it is back out. We'll see what the strategy call is here. Actually, it looks like Gunther may have pitted. Let's have a look here really quick, actually. Pretty much everyone pits, except for Smetana. Wow. I'll show you the pit stops here. So Gunther coming in, pretty much everyone else in. And back markers stayed out there. See Lusk and Foreman. I shouldn't say back markers, I should just say guys who are a little further back. There's Randall Coleman staying out. Yeah, probably most of the guys who stayed out initially have stayed out again this time. And it looks like that's going to be the case for this restart. So Nick Gunther, Joe, and Anderson looks like they are going to be the first two on fresh rubber. And Gunther's going to be 13th. All these guys in front of him have stayed out. The new leader, kind of new leader, Jacob Smetana. That's a pretty familiar spot for him. But now he's got quite the plethora of guys around him. There's Ryan Lusk, John Foreman's back up here again. There's Thomas Philbrick, going to be 4th, and then Coleman and Leal will be the 3rd row. We are within 75 laps to go here. It is going to be 73 to go at the stripe. Pretty decent jump there for Lusk. Staying next to Smetana going into turn 1, but then there's the advantage of the inside line. Everyone really stacking up there further back. Jonathan Anderson spins it out along with Sean Romero. Two cars going for a spin there, and there goes Ken Squires by. And I was just going to say, that looked like a heck of a stack up there in between 1 and 2. Let's see what really happened. I'm going to go a little further back here. Billy Ryan actually warped for a moment. And a bold move from Gunther. But it's actually not going to have much to do with it. James Moore slight contact with Ken Squires. And then Squires gets squirrely and spins out the 93. James Moore going just a little bit too far up the track. And that's what caused that stack up. And now Joe and Anderson going to be on the back end of track position. But the theme stays the same. Everyone who is still on track, still on the lead lap. 24 of 25 drivers who started are still in it. As here comes Anderson down pit road. At this point, guys who are pitting should be good to make it to the end. Should be plenty good to make it to the end. Now, some of these guys up front here, I'm not too sure. That's going to be kind of iffy territory, but if these cautions continue to fall in their favor, they might be okay. And they might have enough cars in this pack here that might negate too much of an advantage as far as having fresh tires. So Jacob Smetana looking like he might be in a good spot here, but that is, of course, if he has enough fuel. Maybe we'll be banking on another caution or two here. So once again, Smetana and Lusk the front row, Foreman and Coleman, and Philbrick and Leal will now be the third row. Then Ramos and Goodpaster and Mallon and Moore. Those are the guys who are rounding out the top 10 at the moment. Robert Baucom back in 12th. Going to be next to Matt Watkins. And then Bill Martin. Keep an eye on those three as this run plays out. Toby Roberson now missing a rear bumper, but doesn't seem to be hindering him very much. And Nick Gunther back outside the top 20 now. And Jordan Anderson, last car on track. But those guys are fast, and Gunther is aggressive, so that's going to be fun to watch. This restart could be interesting, though. Everyone's mismatched positions, but here we go once again. Lap 109, Coleman almost gets into Lusk. Going to push him up the track. And they are 3 wide. Philbrick on the bottom gets into Leal. Trying to settle that down. And they will do so for now. But oh man, they are all stacked up. A little squirrely there. Goodpaster, the 33, as he almost got into the 50. 39 almost gets into the 15. Everyone doing a great job so far. Keeping it off each other. Checking back further along here. Guys who are at the front, now at the back. And they've got to methodically work their way forward here right now. Moyers, there's Romero, and of course the 56. All back here. They are side by side up there. A little lockup from Cody Luke trying to stay off of James Moore's rear. Bill Martin trying to get past Matt Watkins, who is having none of that. He's back up into the top 10. Tyler Mallon gaining a little bit. Gets past the 09. Now going to get by the 50. And looks like he's going to find his way just about into the top 5. Thomas Philbrick going up the track there. And looks like Leal has just gotten into Oscar Ramos, who goes down into the track and flips. Once, twice, maybe 3 times. The Vodafone machine going for a wild ride. Just got a little bit of a broadside hit there from, I believe that was actually the 68 of Moyers. And I think that what triggered that was just a tiny little bit of contact between him and the 09, which actually happened a little bit earlier. And yep, just another little bump there. Went around and not much control at that point, and Moyers almost went over as well as he got hit from Gunther, and then Seth Cole sent Ramos over again. It has been a roller coaster day for everybody in the field, from what it seems. Holy moly. Looks like the front 4 are going to stay the same as they did on the last restart. No difference between Tyler Mallon now going to be 5th place with Thomas Philbrick. Still got a couple guys who are stretching it out here a little bit farther, that being Smetana, Lusk, and Foreman. As we're under caution here, just going to take a little bit of a break here. We'll be back then for the restart. So the pace car pulls it in there. Lap 119 of 175. Been a pretty good show thus far. Plenty of cautions, but we'll see how this one goes along. Smetana once again the inside advantage. He's going to get plenty clear there. Lusk trying to stay ahead of Foreman. Going to do so. Look at the 81 there, trying to get ahead. Maybe trying to find a line there. No, it gets actually a pretty decent run there on the outside, trying to pass the 70. Matt Watkins thinking about it. And they're all just kind of stuck in limbo right now. Behind the 70, who gets a great corner there and stays ahead of the 81. They're all just pretty good stacked up behind him. Checking on further back here. Nick Gunther up to 11th. Kevin Anderson in 13th. There's Josh Morris 14th. This car is looking pretty decent at the moment. Lusk almost getting hit there by the 70. And now Mallon going to get to the inside line. I think that's the line that he was looking for. He's going to get that pass done finally. Watkins there, big dive. And of course being for the 4th position now. And Mallon maybe looking for some more, trying to get past Lusk now. Although Bill Martin looking pretty aggressive himself, almost gets into the 15. 15 hits the bottom of the track. And Lusk is going to go for a spin. That will probably be a caution. And indeed it is. Took a pretty good hit on the rear end. I kept it going but from there. But that will be the yellow flag. Not sure if that was contact or not. We're still blinking a little bit there. And now he just lost the rear going into the corner. Yeah, fair amount of damage. So we'll see what that's going to do on that. Again, probably shouldn't be too much of a hindrance. So now Smetana's going to have to deal with Tyler Mallon on the outside here, with Matt Watkins now 3rd and Bill Martin 4th. We're having some trouble there. We got 50 laps to go here. coming back live here. I do see some fluctuations here. I apologize for that. Don't think there's going to be too much I can do about it at the moment. If I get another caution here, maybe I'll try some stuff. And see if maybe I can get y'all some better quality. I am hardwired, so... But, we'll have a look at it then. For right now, we're coming to lap 130. And 46 to go here. Green flag once again, and another phenomenal jump from the 42. Got a pair of hungry Toyotas behind him, though. Look at Watkins with a great inside corner there. But Mallon is not going to let him have that easily. Little guys clipping the inside line there. Gunther back up into the top 10 along with Anderson. Cody Luke got into the wall just a little bit. And Robert Bauckham back up into contention. Looking for third on the 81. Field starting. Bauckham now with just a slight advantage, but Mallon doing a phenomenal job of holding on to the outside there. 18 pushes up a little. Oh, man, that was close. Just about had his quarter panel. But they keep it going straight, almost into the 81, now it's the 39. But the 18 gets clear finally. Golly, that was some good racing there. And now the 18's got to find his way to the inside. The yellow is out. As Bill Martin also got by there for fourth. And it appears to be Ryan Lusk once again in, where else would it be? Calamity Corner. I feel like it's going to be just another solo spin here to the outside of James Moore and Ken Squires, and around it goes. Almost gets into for Seth Cole and then Oscar Ramos. And yeah, that corner has been the most slippery of them all. Pretty much throughout the night. And Jacob Smetana has come down pit road. He's finally opted to take that stop. And is now getting his service done, so that will give Matt Watkins the lead. With Robert Bauckham in second, and Bill Martin and Tyler Mallon will be third and fourth. I'm going to work on some stuff here to try to see if I can alleviate the problem with the loading. So bear with me for just a moment, give my voice a little rest, and we'll come back to the action here shortly. Alright, so just try adjusting some stuff there. Lowered my bitrate just a little bit just in case I was overloading my internet. Let me know if it's any better or worse or about the same. So we're coming to lap 140 now. It is now 36 to go. And it's Watkins and Bauckham on the front row here. Watkins with the advantage and takes it handily. Now Bill Martin up into second possibly and is going to get clear. Phenomenal job there from the 39. Looking for his first ever fast win if I'm not mistaken. We'll see if tonight's going to be the night. He is now up to second. Bauckham and Gunther third and fourth. Mallon and Anderson doing battle there for fifth. Moyers in seventh. Shout out to Roberson, no rear bumper, up in eighth. And here's where you get the mismatch. They're spinning again. Caution will fly. Calamity Corner has struck again. This time it is Blaine Donlin in the 72. And it looks like he had some help. Let's go Ramos. Right into the back of him. Sends him for a little pirouette. And then gets it back straight. So as these laps just keep on ticking. I think we may have had more pit stops here because Bill Martin has jumped ahead of Matt Watkins. So now he will have the preferred lane. Ooh boy. What's he going to be able to do from there? That could be pretty interesting. Of course, Watkins is going to be second with Bauckham and Gunther third and fourth respectively. Then Mallon and Anderson. It would take 30 laps to go this time here. Lights still on the pace car. I mean, some of these guys gotta be thinking, golly, I'm not gonna have much time to pass some of these guys if these cautions continue to fly as they do. I mean, the man that's especially going to hurt, I think, is going to be Jacob Smetana, who is shown 17th, having taken that pit stop. You know how fast he's been, but it's definitely a track where it's important to have speed, but it's especially important to have track position. So he's going to be at a major disadvantage here unless we get a little bit of a run here and then maybe have a caution fall his way that maybe he'll be able to stay out while others opt for the tire route. But still a little ways to go here. It is now 29 to go. Going to be 28 to go at the green flag. And the 39 and 15 are now the front row. Ford and Toyota with a pair of Chevys in the second row. Coming to the green here, pace car is in. Bill Martin in the best position he has been in all season. From Watkins, might be able to keep it side by side this time. Oh man, Martin still able to keep it out front there. And more trouble this time, Billy Ryan again. Oh boy. We got a feeling that might be some more help. He's actually just behind Jacob Smetana there. And he actually either got bumped into or warped into by Ryan Lusk. Yeah, that mid to rear of the field has been the most crazy spot. I mean, of course, on a short track, that's where the biggest checkups are going to happen. And it's really difficult to predict that kind of thing. So everything still pretty much stacking up the same. Again, gotta send out the shoutouts here as we take 25 laps to go. Check out JGN in the description. Lots of great NR content, lots of great streams, lots of different leagues. A little something for everyone there. Definitely go check that out. Of course, we'll go and shout out the Flat Out Racing Network as well. They do a great job with NR, but also iRacing streams. Seth Cole, Matthew Rodriguez, they always put on a great operation over there. Of course, for Full Circle Racing Designs from the mod, go check them out, show them some love. And of course, the Fast Racing League putting on this series that you see here, as well as a Truck and Xfinity series for those looking to maybe get their feet wet in NR racing. It's a great scene, it's a great place. NR 2003, of course, free, so you can have at it. Of course, always feel free to show some love to those who make the mods. They put a lot of time and effort into this just for us to have fun, so they got a lot of props to be given to them. Field gets one to go here. It will be 23 laps remaining. Bill Martin's hoping that these cautions just keep on coming. Everyone else hoping not so much. We're going to try it again here, coming to the green flag once again. Watkins got a great jump the last time, does a pretty good one here, gets a little bit of a shove there from Gunther. Trying to help put him in a good position, but not quite as good of a corner that time as the last time. And Bill Martin once again going to charge out in front. A big dive from Blockham. Trying to get up into second place, and will do so. And then trying to fend off Watkins, who's trying to fend off Malin. That's almost contact. And a big checkup. Everyone keeps it straight. Gunther now maybe trying to get by Tyler Malin here. As they all stack up there, you see hard on the brakes was Anderson and Moyers. And Ed Verlial up to 8th. Thomas Philbrick and Toby Roberson currently the top 10. Yellow is out again, and oh my goodness, big trouble on the front straightaway. That's Peter Smetana and Randall Coleman. That looks like that may have been a little more serious. Let's take a look. Oh goodness, it sure was. Having a look here. Coleman got kind of dive bombed there by Foreman, and then actually what caused it was that was a spin out by Jeff Goodpaster, and look at the flips for the 43. Second car to go flipping tonight. It looked like he just kind of got an awkward hit there as they were all spinning around, and the 43 went flying. And yeah, that was just a slight little tap from James Moore, and then, yeah, look at this flip. Kind of an unusual one. But yeah, that was still pretty darn ugly. See, Sean Whitehill has gotten on track. I just checked the scoring. He has scored 135 laps down. But he's still out there, so we have officially 26 guys who have gotten on track here. Hey, get some laps, get some experience. Why not? So another quick yellow. Laps ticking down. Time running out. Bill Martin leading the field. As it stands, Dr. Noise is as his nickname is. That's why it froze there. I was just double checking that. Field is going to get 15 laps to go here. So who's this going to give the advantage to now? You got Robert Bauckham on the outside, but of course the inside has been where you want to be, which is where Matt Watkins is going to fall, running in third place at the moment. Then you got Mallon in fourth, Gunther is fifth, and Anderson in sixth. I think really any one of these guys in the top six have a car that is more than capable of winning, and they have enough track position to possibly get it done if things fall in their favor. Josh Moyer's going to be seventh. Ediver Leal in eighth in the 09. Here we go once again. And already clear going into turn number one is the 39. You know, everyone's going to be trying to get what they can. Into the wall goes the 93. And that is exactly what the 39 needed. Way up the track goes the 09. He's going to drop back quite a ways. But we keep it straight, we keep it green at the moment. Couple car lengths between the 39 and the 18. Does the 18 have enough time to reel him in? It's 12 to go. Checking on back here. Leal does fall into ninth. Almost gets into Philbrick. There's Jacob Smetana, who, after dominating the early goings here, as John Romero has been spun out by John Foreman. And that puts us into shootout territory. Foreman has retired. It's shootout time now. We're going to be within 10 laps to go on this restart. We're going to see what happened here. Actually, no, that may have been not been what caused the caution. Jeff Goodpaster actually gets spun, I think, by Peter Smetana, and indeed he did. And about the same time that Sean Romero gets spun by John Foreman. And that was coming off for turn two. A couple of incidents. Wow. It has not been the best night for either Romero or Goodpaster. They've seen themselves face the wrong way a couple times. Romero, ever since starting second, got back up there a little ways at one point, but just hasn't been able to get back up there since. Okay. So 9 laps to go here. It is more likely than not that if we get more than a lap or two under green here, the next caution would end the race under caution. That was redundant. But, it's Bill Martin. We saw the jump that he got that last time, and how that inside lane has been serving him. That is going to be tough to beat. So we'll have to see if the 18 is able to pull a rabbit out of a hat here. We still got Watkins and Mallon there in great position. So if I had to take a guess, we're probably going to have 6 to go when we go green here, 5 to go at the least. And that is how much time they are going to have to try to pass this 39. He's just found himself in the right spot at the right time. The track position and the strategy has fallen into his favor. But he's got a lot of fast guys around him. So he's got a lot to be proud of. The fact that he's been able to keep it up here. Of course, also a lot to be proud of for really everyone up here in the top 10 at the moment. Jacob Smetana has had a fast car tonight. Again, just strategy not really falling his way. But he's going to have a lot to be proud of for last week's winner. So here we go. 6 laps officially. 39, 18, 15, 81. To the stripe here. 18 almost jumped in and kind of fall back a little bit. And that may have hurt him in the long run there. Trying to get the run off here. Watkins is not going to let him get clear quite that easily. And he goes up the track a little bit. Watkins not quite clear. But they are side by side. That is just what the 39 needs. With 5 laps to go. Watkins clear now. Now Baucom trying to stay ahead of Tyler Mallon. There's Gunther, almost gets into him. Great run in the top 5 thus far, but there's now 4 to go. And Watkins, now he and he only, trying to catch the 39. But man, that 39 is looking awfully fast. Yeah, ran faster that time. It's looking good. 3 to go at the moment. Mallon gets clear for 3rd. Baucom trying to hang on the outside. Here comes Gunther looking to make the pass there for 4th. Not quite able to do so. They almost make contact. But Gunther will get that. Final 2 laps here. Bill Martin with a clean racetrack ahead of him. Watkins backing up the corner a little bit, trying to see what he can do, but the white flag is in the air at Nashville Fairgrounds. Bill Martin looking for win number 1 on the season, and I think in his fast racing career. Battle is on here. Jacob Smetana gaining some spots on Josh Moyers there and Edward Leal. But it's Bill Martin. Dr. Noise gets the win. I don't think that he could have driven those last few laps any more perfectly. That is so cool to see. Coming around to burn it down, and rightfully so. A little narrow. But man, does he have a lot to celebrate. Spins around. Looks like a little Polish victory lap here. Alan Kowicki style. For the 39. Bill Martin, Dr. Noise gets the win. That is 7 winners in 8 races. How cool is that? And then we're going to have another wrench to be thrown into the loop there as we're going to be heading to Mid-Ohio next week. Right back to the road course. Bringing it down pit road. Like I said, that is where you get that perfect combination of having the skills that you need and also having some luck fall in your favor. Bill Martin pulls it in, and they're going to go do some celebrating. And well-earned celebrating. That's for darn sure. Bill Martin with the win, about half a second ahead of Matt Watkins, who will finish runner-up. Tyler Mallon in third. Nick Gunther and Robert Balcom will be the top five. With Jovan Anderson, Jacob Spatana recovering up to seventh. Then Josh Moyers, Ediver Leal. And a great top 10 for Ryan Lusk. Had some trials and tribulations there, but we'll get it done with a top 10 finish. Toby Roberson, despite no rear end, will finish in 11th. Only two DNFs on the night, that being John Foreman and RJ Bishop. Chaotic race at points, but still a great show no less. That was really, really cool to see, and we've got a lineup here for the for some interviews here. We're going to start with our race winner, Dr. Noise.
User was moved to your channel.
And there he is himself. Race winner, if I'm not mistaken, I think your first fast win. You drove those last few laps absolutely perfectly. How's that feel?
Hey! It was my first win. It's my... I don't know that I've ever actually won a race in NASCAR 2003. I've got a crap load in iRacing, but despite, doing this crap since like 1992, I was never good on, anything before iRacing as far as wins go. So it's pretty cool finally. It only took me 25 years to get a win.
Well, you drove it masterfully. Maybe had a little luck fall in your favor there with the strategy, but at the end of the day, you still had to hold off some big guns right there.
No doubt. Yeah, a lot of these guys are very well versed, in how to save tires, which I'm finding out more and more. It's a big deal with more than I thought it would ever be, and the 42 having to pit when he did, I was kind of banking on the fact that he, for some reason, didn't go in when he did. But I was kind of bummed too, because I never really had a chance to race like sort of one-on-one with him. And as far as I could tell, it wouldn't have mattered because I'm pretty sure he would have pulled away. But I was hoping to at least get the chance. But luckily, yeah, everything kind of just fell into place. So it didn't feel like I was going to, because I spent a lot of time restarting on the outside. So I was like, well, I guess I'll get what I get. But yeah, it kind of just all worked out.
It worked out perfectly for you, and it is so cool to see in victory lane. First time I've really gotten to see you run, and man, you have been showing a lot of speed, and I'm sure that this will be the first of hopefully many, if not definitely many, great runs. I will let you have the floor for a moment if you want to say anything to the folks out there, shout outs or anything of the sort.
Well, my car is sponsored by NARF, which stands for Native American Rights Fund, which is, well, it's sponsored. I put it on the car to present awareness. So if you guys want to donate money to help Native Americans who have legal issues, that's what the NARF is all about. Special thanks to all the nerds sitting in my stream room right now who think that it's interesting to watch me do this stupid stuff. And thanks to you guys who put on the broadcast and who put on the series. I appreciate it. I appreciate being a part of it.
Glad to see you on track, man, and hello to Bill's stream. I gotta go check that out after this. And
10-4.
and congratulations. Go celebrate.
Thanks, man. Take care.
MDM. That is Bill Martin, the race winner. Just before we get the next interviewer in here, I can't help but notice that the finish between 8th and 9th was a dead heat. Like, spot on to the 1,000th. I need to have a look at this very quickly. So that would have been between Edward Leal and Josh Moyers. It is down to the 1,000th, identical between the two. Oh my goodness. See if I can get a better shot of this. Oh yeah, that's a pretty good one. That is for 8th. And it is a dead heat. That is so cool. I'll go ahead and get Matt Watkins in here next.
User was moved to your
Second
channel.
place finisher there. Mr. Watkins, definitely a little bit everywhere in that race, but at the end of the day, brings it home with a shot at the win. Will finish in second place. Got to feel pretty good, but let me know how that does feel for you and how it went.
Yeah, I'm happy with that. I had nothing for Bill. He was just getting out the corner so much better than me, especially off 4, and I knew I had no chance of holding him off. But we probably had like a, I don't know, 6th, 7th place probably, and so I was very fortunate to just play some strategy, play some track position, and to get up there because we went to the back, to the front, to the back. So very fortunate to just be able to have everything work out and come home second tonight. That was a tough race to make things work, and it just sometimes it's come down to chance whether you were on the top lane or the bottom lane. So there was a lot of things that went in our favor, and unfortunately we were able to get a good finish out of it. And congrats to Bill. He he was one of the toughest cars out there, so he wasn't off chance. He was definitely fast.
Yeah, it was cool to see you guys duking it out there. I guess I'll ask you just the advantage of that inside line. Just the fact that it was a shorter way around, or was there a little bit of a grip difference? What was the advantage there?
Probably a little bit of both. I mean, honestly, with the top, maybe on the restart in turns 1 and 2, if you could get a good launch off 2, you probably could clear a guy on the bottom. But if you couldn't clear him at that point, you probably not going to clear him. You were going to lose some spots. So it was a very small window of opportunity to get down. And if you can't, then you were probably going to lose a spot or two, because it's just once the tires got just even a little bit of heat, the bottom was dominant.
Yeah, I gotcha. But yeah, like you said, perseverance, a little bit of luck got you back up there, and you ended up with a fantastic finish. Great points day. This is where I will let you have the floor, and any shout outs or anything else you want to say, it is yours.
Hey, I just appreciate you coming on every week and broadcasting these. Some races are better than others. Some of them are quite a bit yellow. So I really, appreciate you coming out here and doing them. It's cool to, watch back on them later and watch all the madness from above instead of being in the race. So I appreciate you doing it, and appreciate Fast for putting all this on. And some races are kind of tough, but we'll power through them, and we'll hopefully be better at the end of the season as a whole, as a group.
Well, you definitely got the card to do it. I'll be looking for that throughout the season. It is a long season. We got a ways to go, but great job tonight, man.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
But as the runner-up, we'll get our last two in here, the 3rd and 4th place finishers. I guess we'll go and get them both in here.
User was
guys
moved to
that,
your channel.
I think
Tyler?
know each other pretty well. Tyler Mallon, Nick Gunther, the 3rd and 4th place finishers. I guess I'll start with Nick here.
Okay.
Switch it up on you.
Wow, you gotta have something against Tyler?
Maybe. No,
I'm kidding.
I'm using an HP. That's what it is. No, I'm kidding. But no, Nick, 4th place finish there. Another really good result there. I think you, along with probably everyone in that race, had a little bit of a look at the front and middle of the field, back of the field, pretty much everywhere that there was. Just to tell me from your perspective what it was like all night.
It's impossible to pass. Just to sum it up, it's impossible to pass. So that explains why I was a little bit overly aggressive on some of those restarts, because I feel like, to me, the only way to get good passes on anyone is on the restarts. Sadly, it's the only way to do that is to go 3 wide on them. I guess one person decided to say, "Oh, well, this guy won't be up here, and he'll just wreck me for no apparent reason." I'm surprised, Randall doesn't have a park rule for somebody who, that intent wreck someone, because I know I've done my intent wrecking in the past, and I got my ass booted every single time. So I'm surprised that that didn't happen. But he got his just desserts by finishing in the back, so that's all good. That's all good.
Well then.
I was not aware of that, but I'm still a 4th place finish there. Got to be pretty proud of that, though.
Yeah, it's good. We get to keep the top 5 streak going. I mean, it's like 4 races now. I think we're gonna finish in the top 5, and I just can't wait to go. Hopefully, not blow second gear this time at Mid Ohio.
Yeah, that's going to be pretty cool there. I'll let you have the floor if you want to give any shout outs here, and then we'll jump on over to the melon.
Yeah. I mean, I gotta say, I gotta thank the rest of the field for being understanding somewhat of the aggressive racing. I also gotta thank the sponsor Impact Health once again, being on the car for the rest of the season at this point forward. Given, of course, I'm not gonna go through the whole shebang and be having my IT position, but maybe I get to work on Tyler Mallard's sponsor later on in my future, my IT career with Intel. Yeah. But yeah, it's good. I just can't wait. I just have to thank all those guys for putting up a fast car, and all people in my team speak for putting up with my anger every week. So yeah, I mean, I'm thankful for all that.
And I also must apologize to you for calling it Import Health by accident.
Import? Yeah.
Sorry about that.
It's okay. It's okay.
I was reading it from the side, and I was like, I think that's what it says, and I think that's what he said last week. I will keep that in mind for next time.
All right. Let me just say it again for you. It's Impact Health.
Impact. Right. Yep. That'll be pretty. That should be easy to remember at this point. We'll jump on over to the 3rd place finisher here, the driver of that Intel 81. Mr. Mallon, I'll throw the same question at you, just what it was like out there being the front, at the back, and at the front again, just the roller coaster of it all.
Well, the first caution, before the first caution came out, I felt like I was saving my tires really well, and I was going to have a good shot at passing a couple guys, because, once you got into the long run, it got easier and easier to pass, because everyone was on, different levels of tires depending on how they saved them. But then I just forgot about the tire limit and just drove through pit road. So I basically EOL'd myself there for no reason earlier, in case you were wondering what happened there. That was just me being a brainlet. So, yeah. Second of all, I want to say it was a lot of fun racing with, see who else finished up there. It was Bill and Matt and Nick and Balcom, the fake driver, the 18. I don't know. I feel like the race could have been a lot cleaner for a lot of people, and there are definitely some things to work on. Over-aggression being one of them, but that's something I know I was guilty of a couple of times this race. So,
I raised my hand on this one too, Tyler.
Yeah, you think? Sorry.
Yeah, think?
God, I feel so bad for the guys at Intel that you're going to be working with. I'm sorry. Yeah, I don't know. I'm just glad I got 3rd, I guess. Wish we could have gotten a long run, and feel like that would have been an opportunity for me to get another win this season, but I've already got 2, so oh well.
Also, Tyler roasted Nick. That's how you know those two are friends.
Nah.
No.
On the track, probably not.
Shout out to Randall for putting up these shows every week and having. Well, actually, no. Next week's a road course, so I'm not going to be anywhere near the front. But We'll get them in 2 weeks. We'll get a long green flag run in, and have a great race, and hopefully have a great battle for the win. So, yeah.
Hopefully it'll be us too.
No, I hope you blow your engine on lap 4.
Oh. A love lost there. And of course, also have to send my personal shout out again to the 09 and the 68 for having an absolute dead heat. I still can't get over that. At a short track, you never see that. So I think I'll do it now, though, for now. Again, thank you to those who tuned in. Thank you, Greg and chat, for letting me know about my internet issues. I'm going to have to play around with that maybe a little bit and see if I can get that to stop. Again, I'm hardwired, so I think I maybe just play around with some settings, or maybe it's just a bad internet night. Or maybe it's the solar storms. I think that has something to do with it. But anyways, appreciate everyone for bearing with me there, and thank you, of course, everyone for putting on a good show here in Fast. We will see you all next week at Mid-Ohio, where this streak of crazy races will continue, and we'll be right here for it. Until then, though, thank you again. Check out the links in the description. Take care, and bye for now.